acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, the traditional custodians of the land on which Aboriginal Housing Victoria stands, to pay respects to their elders, past and present, and to all First Nations people of Australia. We acknowledge their continued and unceded connection to country and culture. So, Aboriginal Housing Victoria is a community-led organisation supporting the self-determination of Aboriginal people and managing over 1,500 rental properties in Victoria. In 2019, they approached Breathe to design their first multi-residential social housing project because they understood the urgent need to house more people on small parcels of land. The project's located in Reservoir with 14 one- and two-bedroom apartments and has been approached with rigour to deliver high-quality building embedded with sustainable design principles and cultural sensitivity. The project's located in a traditionally working-class area of Melbourne's north, where the architectural context and existing conditions are limited, modest, and in parts blown down. This is the immediate context for the project. You can see that a lot of the developments are transitory and inadequately serving the population. They're heavily concreted and they have very little regard for social, economic or environmental sustainability in design. That said, the site is really well equipped in terms of proximity to public transport, shopping centres, schools, health services, and most importantly, the Aboriginal Services District along Bell and High Streets in Preston. So responding to this context, we strive to build something timeless that sets a benchmark for future growth in the area while being sensitive to the existing neighbours. This approach was in line with Darwin City Council's strategic plan that stressed the importance of significant redevelopment in the area. And our planning consultants, Hanson, deserve a shout out because they were instrumental in the success of the project. And we received zero objections through planning, which is the first for Aboriginal Housing Victoria. The concept for the project rested on 3 pillars: the need to house people in culturally appropriate homes, to do so through a participatory lens, and to design for country and sustainability. The need to house First Nations people in culturally appropriate homes is paramount to the success of the project. We learnt on the work of Jeff Greenway and his Aboriginal housing design guidelines and sought to address the specific needs of First Nation communities in inner city Melbourne. One of the ways we did this was by programming the building to reflect the community structure of the residents. So we prioritised the housing of elders in the 3 ground floor apartments. At ground level, facing the street, these residents act as custodians of the building, with each subsequent floor broken down into its own community with a distinct identity. So you can see that we had the ground floor apartments open onto the street instead of internally. The second pillar was to approach design through a participatory lens. The leadership of Adam Sanford and Nikki McNamara from Aboriginal Housing Victoria and the extraordinary artwork of Tani Edwards, which is exhibited here, speaks to this. We see a vibrant artwork that was on each level and within the lift. We also facilitated a collaboration between landscape architect Tani and the builder to emboss pavers throughout the landscape with important Wurundjeri words. The final pillar was to design for country and sustainability, 2 concepts that are intrinsically linked. Building on the connection between lands, waterways and the interwoven cultural complexities, the project sets high standards in minimising and mitigating operational, embodied and behavioural carbon. An all-electric building with high-efficiency fixtures and fittings and a very high-performing thermal envelope, so a minimum 8.2 nanos for each apartment, sets a new standard in social housing in Victoria. Renewable energy generation on site through solar panels and a high-efficiency central heat pump for water generation contributes to a great story for Aboriginal Housing Victoria and the planet. In terms of embodied carbon, we minimise this through smart material selection. Locally made bricks quarried from within 20 kilometres of the site, the use of natural cork flooring and E0 PFSC certified MDF contributes to mitigating embodied carbon. The reduction in behavioural carbon is realised through rainwater collection and reuse, Indigenous drought-tolerant planting, clothesline, no dryers, minimal car parking, ample bike parking, and a communal recycling room of ground. three moments of resolution in the project I'd like to touch on are the reduction in car parking and prioritisation of landscaping, which is new for social housing sphere in Victoria, the building morphology, which maximises access to natural light and ventilation, and the selection of natural robust materials. So reducing the number of car spaces and locating to the south of the building underneath the first floor meant that we didn't compromise pedestrian entrance to the building or the natural amenity of the apartments and the neighbours. It also meant we could save a lot of money because we didn't dig down into the basement. We have deep root planting buffers to the perimeter, so we'll be protecting the amenity of the apartments and the existing neighbours.
That's 6 minutes.
Beautiful. Breaking the building into two volumes separated by a central open-air stair also allowed us to solve the passive surveillance, natural light and ventilation, and active vertical transport within the community. Specifying natural sustainable materials was another way that we delivered on culturally sensitive spaces that were durable and timeless. We worked with brickworks to secure bricks made from clay sourced on Wurundjeri land for Wurundjeri people, and used natural cork flooring and simple MDF joinery. Cost value. It was an incredibly affordable project, came in at $3,300 a square metre, and we attribute that to a number of things. We worked really, really hard to secure donations, significant donations for the project. We had a great builder on board who stuck to their pre-COVID tender price, and we had a client who was really, really open to doing things differently and embracing reductionism, and Breathe donated our construction services pro bono. So Taubmans, Rachel Leslie from Taubmans donated all the paint to the project, which allowed Tanya Edwards, the Indigenous artist, to paint, basically. Brickworks donated all of the bricks to the project. Our builders, Bowden Corp, like I said, stuck to their pre-COVID price and worked really creatively and diligently with us the whole way through. And the client. So we really need to credit Aboriginal Housing Victoria for being open-minded to doing things differently. They're extraordinarily receptive to a reductionist approach to design, which is a huge departure for them and for social housing in general. And it meant we were able to reduce construction costs significantly. At its core, the project's about housing First Nations people in safe, affordable and culturally sensitive homes, about working closely in a team in a participatory framework that fosters deep listening and strong design outcomes. And it's hopefully about shifting the social housing typologies in Victoria towards a culturally sensitive, environmentally attuned place for people to call home.